Hello and welcome. I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about imagination. So, I have a number of clients who, when we have conversations about getting in touch with their spirit guides, their higher self, spirit, there's a lot of concern that what they're receiving is just their imagination. And I want to reiterate how incredibly important the imagination is, and the fact that imagination is actually the language of spirit. So, when I first started doing intuitive work, I definitely fell down this path of thought as well, wondering what I'm receiving. Is it actually valid information, or is it just something that my mind is making up? And over time, I realized that when I was having conversations with spirit, when I was receiving information, the most potent and impactful information came through not necessarily in words, but in images, in concepts, and having a really well developed imagination allows spirit to communicate that much more intensely. So, personally, when I have interacted with angels or people who have passed on, or just spirit higher self, frequently I will get what the spiritual community will refer to as downloads, where I will get large chunks of information that sometimes take me a little while to sort through. But again, a lot of that comes through in images, concepts. So when you allow yourself to be in that creative place, you are better able to connect to spirit, but also you're able to have a much more fluid conversation. It's like being able to have a much larger vocabulary if you're speaking to somebody with a different language. If you have a very small vocabulary, you're not going to be able to get as rich of a conversation from that interaction. And so I really invite you to just allow yourself to have the space to see what comes through. Don't judge it. One of the things that I think is really important is to track that. And then over time, you're able to see where certain things are clearly a key indicator of something. So sometimes if they are trying to communicate, um, maybe joy or something, they will tap into a specific experience you've had to create a connection that way. So understand that what your spirit language is going to be completely different from somebody else's. And so that's why I think it's really unfortunate that a lot of people try to compare themselves to other individuals in the community. Everybody receives information from their higher selves or from spirit in a different way. I'm sure if you spoke to like three different mediums and ask them to tap into the same person, they would all receive information in a different way. And sometimes there are coincidences as far as or similarities as to how somebody is receiving something compared to another person. Um, but as an example, I remember I was in a class and we were practicing receiving information. They had put a picture inside of an envelope and we were supposed to tap into what that was um, and bring through as much information as we could about that. And what I kept seeing was I saw trees that were dead, bare of bark. And then I kept seeing what I thought looked like a ladder, something that was stacked. Um, and what it ended up being was actually a wooden cabinet. So it was dead wood and it had slats on it. So while I didn't get the image of a specific cabinet, I got little bits and pieces. Other times when I've done remote viewing, I remember I received information of like a large bridge, and then I saw like lots of cement in the middle of a city. And then when I was shown that image, it ended up being a cement bridge. And it was that I simply got different bits and pieces, and over time, I've learned to realize that I don't always get things in an exact picture, but I'm given little bits and pieces of what that image or what that concept is so that I can learn how to put that together in my own spirit language. So I invite you to realize that imagination is a beautiful and wonderful thing. Please do not discount your imagination. It is the language of spirit. Embrace it. Practice allowing yourself to, play in that realm because it will just help you develop a much richer, more beautiful Language with Spirit. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and comment, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.